a great Greek American from Florida, Mr. Bilirakis.
Thank you very much.
How are you feeling, Gus?
I'm doing
all
really
better?
I appreciate it,
Are
Madam.
you all better?
I'm feeling much better. Thank you.
Good.
I thank you for the letter too.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it very much. It's great to serve on this committee again this term. It's a wonderful committee, and I want to congratulate my good friend Brett Guthrie as well, being the ranking member. I have a couple questions. The first is for Mr. Burrell. I want to follow up on Mr. Griffith's question. Were states and localities properly set up to order and receive shipments from the Strategic National Stockpile? If not, how did that impact the effectiveness of the response for those particular states?
Sir, I think one of the things that we need to make sure of going forward is that the Strategic National Stockpile has direct communication with state public health officials. We used to have a strong connection to those, so we all understood what to expect from each other. That kind of got lost somewhere a few years back as priorities changed. Money moved away from the Public Health Emergency Preparedness Cooperative Agreements. We talked to them in the past around flu about allocations per capita, but some of those conversations I think have been broken, and we need to re-enter those between the SNS and those states so everybody really understands each other well.
Absolutely. Governor Levitt, I have a question. Tell me a little bit about the availability of therapeutics. You know, I'm all for the vaccines, don't get me wrong, but tell me the availability of therapeutics. What are the challenges that we're facing in administering therapeutics?
Yes, we've failed to make the robust progress on therapeutics that we have on vaccines. And I think we can learn from that and realize that it requires perpetual investment, that we've got to enter into the same kind of partnerships, and we've got to plant a lot of seeds to make this happen. And as COVID elongates, and I think it's going to, I hope, go back toward normal, but we're all going to be managing this for a long time. We need more tools. Even vaccines are not such that it guarantees our success. So those would be my suggestions.
No, thank you, Governor. Mr. Bureau, today's lean manufacturing supply chains often operate just in time instead of the just in case to reduce costs and maximize efficiency. However, this is a dual edge that can present challenges, obviously, in the midst of a pandemic response. As we saw with personal protective equipment, how can supply chains balance resiliency with value moving forward? Again, this is.
Sorry, I like
your
words of just in case.
Yeah.
And I think that what we can do is, one, we can build stock in the Strategic National Stockpile. We can build stock at state and local levels with federal assistance to do that. We can encourage manufacturers and distributors to hold some flexible stock for that really bad day that we just went through that we hoped we never would. I think that there are ways to incentivize that, and I'd love to think about that and come back to you with further answers.
Please do. I appreciate that very much. Again, for Governor Levitt, as policymakers consult the data to direct response efforts, where should the goalposts be erected? Talking about we've got the Super Bowl coming up, go Bucks. In other words, where should the bulk of our attention and resources be directed as states reopen? Is it about total confirmed cases, hospitalizations, or deaths? And again, this is for Governor Levitt.
Look, it's a combination of those things. Every one of them, everyone has their own metric they like to watch. But the reality is we've got to take a holistic view of this. But I would like to underscore the point that Julie Morita and others have made today, and that is the need for data systems, because we won't get the data if we don't begin to invest in the system. And might I add, this has been a challenge, and I might suggest also a priority for multiple administrations. And that part of the dilemma isn't that they've not been asking, it's that they haven't been funded. And so I think we need all of those metrics available in readily accessible ways in an integrated open source fashion that gives us the tools we need.
Very good. Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate it very much. Take care. And again, go Bucks, everyone. Kathy agrees with me on that one.
Well, we're all relieved that you are feeling 100% better.
Thanks.
And Governor Levitt, I couldn't agree with you more about funding of the public health agencies.